So it has been a while since we've even been able to do one of these videos, and it's not because I haven't wanted to, it's not because I haven't really been able to. Well, kind of, it's just more there hasn't been enough games kind of released in the week for me to be able to actually make a video on, so I've kind of had to include it into Tuesday's regular content. But there's actually quite a few new games out this week that I think's actually worth a mention, and the thing is, they're completely different styles, so there's kind of something here for everybody. And it's the drop, brand new games that are released this week. Now obviously people are waiting for the PlayStation Plus announcement, which should be on Wednesday, so the next lot of free games we'll be getting on there is going to be next week on Tuesday. But let's get into the drop. Now the first game, which isn't going to be for everyone, but it kind of reminds me of an old game that I used to play. It's a game called Active Neurons. Now it kind of reminds me of the old DS game that I used to play called Brain Training. Pretty much it's just a puzzler that's supposed to help improve the power of your brain. Yeah, it sounds a bit weird and it probably doesn't, and I don't think playing the Brain Training game on DS made me any smarter, to be fair, but it's a game that I enjoy playing just because I like puzzle games, I like chill out games, and this one actually looks pretty cool. This one's actually released on the 29th of April, and it's a bit different because this one hasn't happened in a while, but it's actually a brand new release game that's also coming out for the PlayStation Vita as well. Now it's been a while since we've had any new Vita games, just because it's kind of getting an old console now where no one's really bothered about it, but it's always nice that it is still getting a little bit of love. The second one though, it's a game that reminds me of the Resident Evil remake, I think the one that were released last year, and it's just the style, the way that it looks and stuff, the gameplay for it, it's a survival horror game anyway. It's a game called Daymare 1998. Now, it's a third-person survival horror game. It's supposed to kind of try to recreate the mood of horror titles from the 90s, but with a completely fresh storyline. It looks okay, it's just with me, you guys will already kind of know this. I'm not into horror games. I like my survival games though, but anything where you sit there and everything's dark and monsters start jumping out, screaming down your earphones, and scary looking stuff jumping in your face on your screen, usually just makes me want to throw my TV and my console straight through the window. So to be fair, this is probably one that I'm going to be avoiding like the plague. But anyone that's into horror games that's after something new to play, it actually looks pretty cool. I have been actually given a key for this on PC, and if I'm being honest, I think I might just give it away. It's not a game that I'm looking forward to playing myself, but I'm sure some of you guys will love it. If you do have a PC that you think might actually run this game, make sure you follow me over on Twitter, because if I do give it away, that's where it'll be, and it's InkedXLad. It usually pops up on the bottom of the screen, but for some reason it's not been doing recently, so I need to get that sorted. We do also have a new VR game out this week. Now, VR needs to get some more love. And the only thing for me, I tend to get motion sick with a lot of VR games unless they're kind of chill out ones or ones where you kind of stand in the same spot and you're just kind of using your hands. Anything where you actually have to move around, it seems to make me a little bit dizzy, unless I eat ginger biscuits, which apparently sorts that out. But it's a game called Down the Rabbit Hole, and if you recognise the kind of name for it, it's a game set in Wonderland. Now basically it's set prior to Alice's arrival, and you basically play a girl that's looking for a pet by solving puzzles, uncovering secrets, making choices, and you kind of change the story along the way. Now it sounds pretty cool. Whether or not it is, whether or not it's one of them games that after 10 minutes I'd have to take my headset off because it made me start feeling dizzy, I have no idea, and it's always difficult to tell until the game's actually released and you're actually playing it with VR games. So hopefully this one's pretty cool, because I have actually been looking for a new VR game to play recently. But the final one is a game that I am actually really looking forward to playing. Everyone's kind of going a bit stir crazy at the moment. Everyone's stuck in the house with the families. And let's be honest, when you've got a house full of people and you want to try and game, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to concentrate. And a lot of the games that we're playing these days are games that you can't really sit there and play couch co-op, so you kind of have to push people aside, sit there and ignore them to play a game. Now this new one is something that's actually a really cool looking couch co-op game, so you can actually play it with your family. It's a game called Moving Out. It's a cartoon funny style game that you can sit there and literally play with your family or your friends once lockdown's over. And the whole point of it is you take out moving jobs across the town. It does actually look really funny to play, just the style of it. It's really cartoony. Nothing too serious, but something that could be really, really fun to play. Now, as usual, if you pick up any of these games and you're looking for people to play with on the multiplayer side, make sure you join the Discord. Tons of people over there. It's just really easy to find people to game with. And if you want to make these games even cheaper, make sure you get your PSN credit from Instant Gaming. There's a link down below that will give you more of a discount. Just makes your gaming a little bit more cheaper. But that's pretty much it for this week. Out of the games that I've mentioned, I'm curious to see what you guys think. Any that you're actually going to be picking up. Any other titles that are released this week that you're more interested in. Leave a comment down below. But thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.